Alright, so... Hello, welcome back. That is actually probably not required at the moment, but sure, we'll just... So, as you can see, I am currently missing, because I am visually a wreck right now. Freaking...
Yes, you are.
Yeah, I know. Actually, I got stung in the face by some kind of mosquito or something, and I'm like, got a terrible goose egg right now, and it's going down, but I'm still self-conscious. And yeah, my lack of sleep has made me look even more feral, ghoulish than normal. So,
Show your face.
no, I'm not doing that. I freaking refuse. I've got a face for radio.
That's insulting.
It is. But it's also accurate. So, that is
That's
why...
an opinion.
It is an opinion. It's also the proper one right now. So yes, that's why we have a blank screen today. And hell, I probably will get more views for it. So, let's see what we got. Okay. I don't know how my levels are. I'm sure the sound advisor, Mr. Fluffy, will let us know how the levels are.
He's fired.
Yes. I don't think I can technically fire him because I don't think I actually pay him, so. Volunteer staff. Oh my god. You people. I love you people. And I'm not even drunk.
I am listening in disc. Have everyone talk. I unmuted disc.
Oh, okay.
I meant the
that makes sense.
Twitch. I unmuted Twitch so I could hear it through there.
Alright, so how's it sounding like music and all those levels? You know, technical aspects that should have been done ahead of time, but whatever.
And yet here we are.
and yet here we are.
I don't hear any music, but you guys sound...
Okay.
I saw Quinn. I saw Quinn.
See, this is the pain. This is the pain of my existence.
It was like a second. Half a second blinked up.
Yeah.
See, you were gorgeous. What are you talking about?
Fucking lies. Also, don't want to thing that I barely got dressed for this. All right. Well, this is actually. Oh, I can't do that. See, if I try and put my couch down.
Don't fall.
This couch is better balanced. Thank you. Okay, fine. I am in no way presentable, so fight me, I guess. I don't know. Guess I could put this in down.
Oh God, where are you going?
Where am I? Yeah. Twitch delays and all that goodness. All right. Yeah, we'll deal with that for now. I don't know why you people want to see this unfortunateness, but here we are. Jeez, okay. Okay, so I don't even know what, if anything, we should even try and recap at this point, but we'll just skip all of that, I would assume. Scotty, you bolt upright from your trance. There is a very cold and clammy sweat drip just all across your face. The morning air is cool. It's probably not even all just the cold sweat of a night terror, but streaks across your eyes, perhaps. Or maybe just some condensation from the morning. Who can really tell? You look around and you are alone. You're on the road, the same little pull-off campsite that you had parked yourselves at. There are the two sleeping mats sitting next to you, but they are unoccupied. What are you doing?
She will get up and scan the area for her traveling partners.
Go ahead and check your perception. You don't see anything aside from the low embers of the evening's fire to kind of ward off animals. But no one is readily visible to you.
So all I see is the woods near the path where they settled off.
Yeah, you were, if I recall, your night's camp. You kind of had pulled off the main path and sought some cover over the tree, under the tree line.
Does she notice any indications of where her partners may have traveled off to?
Go and check survival. There's foot traffic around the campsite as you were, gathering sticks and log and stuff for the fire, basically building up your little campsite. You're not able to really tell if anything has moved off into a direction or not, aside from what you and your companions had done moving.
All right. Scotty will start kind of a slow and calculated search, kind of like a grid search, moving like I guess off the trail further into the woods looking for any signs of Gil and Roro.
Scotty drafts up a grid-style search.
That's the person she is.
No, it's sound. um. All right, then go ahead and check your perception.
With advantage or
No, no. So you're searching around. You're scanning the ground mostly for signs of anything that would indicate your companions, other than you think you find some footprints, but they seem to lead you around in circles. Some of them are looking more familiar, and you realize after a little bit you ended up following a set of your own footprints kind of around. You're like, oh, this is where I started kind of gathering lumber, or this is where I was looking for herbs before we turned in.
So she's not having any luck finding anyone?
You're not finding any. You're not seeing any sign that doesn't seem old by comparison, like last night kind of old.
Okay. Um, if that's the case, then she'll head back to the campsite where she left their things. And can she use message to try to contact one of them?
With message, you would essentially have to point out, you'd have to cast out in a direction. You have to kind of know where you're aiming the spell, essentially, for a target.
So she couldn't just wildly cast it about and hope that she got something in return?
I mean, you could. You could just kind of like essentially do the eight compass directions. Just shout off this way, shout off this way. But it's depending on how far they are, because you have to also assume the range of message is, I think, 100 feet. Which we are double checking.
120?
120. You spend a good couple of minutes casting out your messages to no response.
All right. Are their things still there? Besides their bedrolls, did they take their things and leave?
Well, here's... Give me but one moment. Alright, real quick, and I don't know how much your other half can hear this. Do you carry your things on you? If you were to venture off a little bit, would you have your things on you, or would they be in camp?
What did you say?
I said, in the event that you were not directly present in camp, would you have your things on you or not?
Yes.
Okay. You... All you see is the bedrolls.
Okay. All right. She'll make sure that the campfire is put out. Um, and gather her things. And I would like to use the spell fly to see if she can get up and see anything.
All right.
Do I need to
Go.
roll it?
What I will have you do is roll perception with advantage. All right. So as you cast your spell and jump up into the air, casting us from, your higher vantage point, you see a couple of of individuals further off to the other side of the road, more into the hills, away from the tree line.
Okay. So
It
sees...
looks like they're a good, like, 400 feet or so. And it looks like they're at a small creek.
Okay. She will try to not be a noisy bug and fly over there to investigate to see if those are her people.
Go and give me stealth.
She has no death.
Yeah. Okay. So you're making more noise than you would have liked, mainly because this is the first time you've tried flying. And it is a little alarming to you. So you're making you're trying to be you're trying to be stealthy about the whole proceeding, but you also dip and kind of dodge as you're getting used to this and making your little squeaks. I can only imagine. But yeah, the figures will look up at you. And as you're getting close enough for this, you do in fact see both Gil and Roro, who look to have been in the middle of some sort of meditation. But that much has been... Your presence has been alerted to them.
And we break out in song.
Please don't.
Okay, Scotty will do her best to land without breaking anything.
That much is easily enough done. Sneaking up, it's gonna take some time for you to learn how to fly casual.
Okay. So she'll land and she will stomp over to Gil. And is he sitting or standing?
Essentially, they're on small rocks just a little ways out into the creek, so they're probably about waist deep in water.
Okay, so they're out in the creek.
Yeah, a little bit ways. They're maybe about like 3-4 feet out from, dry shore.
Okay, then she has no problem stomping into the water as well.
Gil will look up at you as you're stomping over. Morning.
Who is this weird dragon lady jumping towards us? I'm sorry, ma'am, we don't seem to know you.
She will walk over to Gil and grab the belts he wears around his chest and
Yeah.
kind of pull him towards her. Why did you take off?
Morning meditation's part of his training. You're usually still asleep when we're out here doing this.
I'm sorry, who are you?
Shut up, Aurora. She's clearly agitated.
She will shoot Roro a teary glare. She is steaming. You should have woke me up.
Okay. I mean, this has been going on for a little bit, but alright.
Is everything okay, Scotty?
Frustrated with Gil's casual responses, she'll kind of shove away from him and stomp back towards the shore.
Okay, bye. See you later.
I think
She's trying to
that's
make food.
I think that's probably good for now. Something spooked her. She'll kind of hop up and go walking off after Scott. He just... Alright, what's going on? You alright?
Robo will follow, obviously.
She will glare at Gil, still obviously upset with teary eyes. You took your stuff. I didn't know where you were.
Yeah, I always have my things with me.
As do I.
She's just grinding her teeth at the moment, like hands shaking. She's so angry.
Alright now. Hey. You knew that I was teaching him.
Teaching who?
You.
She will like throw herself at him and kind of like hit him in the chest. I watched you die.
Well, that's...
Robo will kind of feel himself like, I don't think I did.
Well, she didn't say you died. She said I died. He'll just kind of pull you in. Just... It's alright. I'm here. I'm fine. Sorry you had a nightmare.
She will kind of huff at him.
It's just your arms are kind of pressed up against you as he's just kind of got you around the shoulders.
She will shift gears and just kind of relax into him. We all died. We were traveling to the desert and we all died.
Well, that's a bad dream, definitely. Let's not have that again, yeah?
How do you know it was a dream? When I'm sleeping, I sometimes have those visions, and how do you know it's a dream? How do you know it's not going to happen?
Well, really, I can't honestly see us getting punked out on a way to something here unless it was something real big, and I don't think that's the case, but I mean, call me selfish. I'd like to say that was a dream and nothing more, because I don't particularly like visions of my own death.
She will kind of huff in irritation. I don't trust it. I don't want to repeat any steps that may have taken us there, even if it was a nightmare.
Okay. Well, yeah, let's get something going for breakfast, and you can tell us all about it, and we'll see what we can do. All right?
Okay.
So, the three of you get back to camp. See, the fire is completely put out. Well, all right. Looks like just eating from our packs, I guess.
Sorry, I didn't know if I'd be returning here.
We'll just kind of give a shrug. Just all right. So, tell us about this this dream you had.
We decided to keep heading north and take the fastest way to the desert, and there were these things. They were shadowy like, and they just seemed to drain the life out of everyone.
Well, that's not good.
She will again sigh at Gil's casualness.
I mean, he does by the look of him, it kind of looks like he's processing, but it's he's not dismissive. He just doesn't quite seem to know what to make of it. But you can see in his face, it's not like he's dismissing what happened.
Okay.
Well, what does that leave us to do? I mean, we've got the one road up.
Are you sure there's only one road up?
That
Can't
I know
we-
of.
Can't we maybe follow the river into the desert instead of the path? I What do you want to do?
I'm here for the ride.
Scotty will just stare at him.
Alright, well, from what I get off of this map, if we were to go to the river, that's going to take us quite a ways out of the way. We would... Man, it might set us back like... day and a half, 2 days. Because we're almost to this next town.
If there really are any issues before this town, then that would probably be a good area for them to hang out. So finding a new area would definitely be a good idea.
I mean, we know about this. If your vision is something we can say is a premonition of things to come, we're ready for it this time, right?
I don't know if there's any being ready for this.
I'm just making my guesses. I don't really know the extent of what your vision showed you, so...
Staring intensifies.
I
So,
guess
what do we do?
If you really think we can reach the next town without any problems, but I don't think we can fight whatever those things were in my dream. And if it was a vision, I don't know if there's any way around it.
Well, that's the question, isn't it?
I'm curious if you could tell us the exact point that they snuck up on us. Maybe we could sneak up on them instead.
I'm not sure. We hadn't gotten to the next town yet, so I'm really not sure.
Well, just keep an eye out, maybe? I don't know. But otherwise, we've got daylight burning. If we want to make it, we'll probably be there, like, noonish tomorrow. If we keep a good pace.
Scotty will kind of shrug a bit subdued.
I'm on. It's gonna be fine.
If anything, we'll be ready this time.
That's what I'm saying. Because it sounds like they just kind of got the drop on us last time. We didn't know anything about anything, right?
They did just appear. We weren't ready for them, but the issue was, I don't know if that really matters.
Well, tell us more about these things. All right, they drain the life out of us. Uh, so avoid that.
They they were shadowy. It got dark when they came out, and it wasn't time for the sun to go down or anything. It felt a lot like the darkness before the sky came back, before
Okay.
the new stars.
All right. Well, that's good to know. Anything else about these creatures?
I'm not familiar with them. It's just like there were there were three of them, and it was just effortlessly for them to drain the life out of everyone.
If that's what we're gonna walk into, I definitely think we should walk the other way.
Yeah, but it sounds like this is what's coming in our path. If Scotty's vision is correct, and I mean it's led us all this way so far, so let's just assume that that what she's going on is correct. Because honestly, we've got no reason to say otherwise.
Are you trying to say that perhaps these visions have been leading to this the entire time?
I don't know if they've led to this per se, but maybe this is just something in our way. Like, so what if this vision of yours, of all of us dying, was a heads up? Maybe whatever this was that was happening, it's going to happen. What if we take that as an inevitability of this thing is going to happen, and if nothing is done, or hell, we went into this half cocked or just completely blindsided. This is what the result is. But now you know about it, and maybe we can do something about it.
I was about to point out, were they possibly magic made, or were they actually creatures? Do you think maybe we could dispel them, if anything?
They they seem to have been creatures. They weren't just it wasn't just a magic trick somebody was trying to force on us.
All right, so they're things.
Yes, they seem to be they were they were just some kind of dark creature.
All right. Then there's the potential for us to do something about it, I guess. Was it just was your vision just to tell us that, hey, these things suck you down like a water skin, or is there something else that we have to know about? I mean,
Do you think perhaps Do you think it's because we've decided on the town we're going to? Perhaps this was a warning that we shouldn't be headed this way?
Well, didn't you say we passed by this lake town here in your vision?
No, we hadn't. Well, in the first vision, when I was traveling, we wound through the lakes and then into the desert. So it's most likely that in those visions we were headed for the lake town.
Alright, well, that's something. It makes me think that we're on at least the right path as far as that goes.
Should we assume that perhaps the vision is theoretical for something wanting to stop us from proceeding?
I think that'd probably be pretty accurate to say. Something's trying to stop us. Or shit's just bad. I mean, we still don't know what the hell happened. But clearly something did. I mean, I'm pretty sure lightless eclipses don't happen for months on end, leaving everything kind of weird. So maybe this is something to do with it?
You mean to say that what I saw has something to do with the months of darkness?
Either had something to do with it, or it's just a afterthought, a symptom of it, maybe. I don't know.
Betty will kind of just sigh and drop her head into her hand, frustrated.
Ow. Just look. Don't sweat too much. This isn't an easy set of things to be dealing with. Visions are kind of a bitch. They require a bunch of interpretation. It's all kinds of screwy.
Look, the last thing I want is for that vision to come true in any aspect. So, whatever we decide to do, that is my goal.
Alright. Well, I'm certainly on board with us not dying, so.
I'm too pretty to die.
So, that sounds like us getting moving. So just keep your head on a swivel, I guess.
Alright.
I shall prepare song for our travels.
Are you sure that's not going to draw attention to us?
Maybe it will scare them away. You don't know.
It might scare them away, yes. That's a possibility.
You're cutting out a lot.
Just, well, that might be. You might just scare them away. We don't know.
In that case, you're welcome.
But if something attacks us, I'm already saying it's because you drew them to us.
Ah, okay, so if we see something, then I'll start playing.
I mean, or you could just help kill the things that come after us.
Obviously, yo.
Just saying.
As a side thing, how many hours did we get in for training?
This today was less about training your acrobatics. This was more of the build-up of clear your mind, find your peace. This was the more spiritual and philosophical thing, because Gil's not going to be running you while you are in transit, like you are.
Violent impulses, Gwen. Violent impulses.
The fact is that if you went for that, you would start having to save versus exhaustion, and you're traveling. Therefore, Gil knows that you're eager for this, but he's also balancing it out to the fact is that you want to be. It's more than just being, slippery enough to do all these things. There's a mindset involved as well, and these things must be taken in concert with one another. Think of this less as your feat training to be able to qualify for the level, as it is class training to actually give you a semblance of what to do with the potential for being able to take the class, rather than just simply have the stats for it.
I see. I'm still gonna be impatient.
Oh yeah, clearly. I mean, that was not a discussion, but I'm just informing you. The fact is that the mornings you spend, with the meditation, it's the more philosophical, like the Tai Chi part of it, rather than the physical exertion.
I'm throwing up.
And this is why you would make a terrible monk.
Oh,
You don't have the
wow.
mentality for it.
You don't know my life.
I know Roro's life enough. He does not have the mentality for this shit, but he's trying. So, the three of you get moving, and I would like a round of perception checks from you all.
I would like to tell you no.
All right, you can voluntarily fail it. That's fine.
Rude.
Fail. Oh. Ha 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 ha.
You laugh because you think it's some sort of competition, rather than a group check.
It is a competition, always.
Oh, god damn it, Roro.
Scotty is not even irritated by the bickering between Gil and Roro.
just this grateful for the fact that it's there.
Yes.
And light bickering as it is. Light bickering it is.
I mean, if Scotty wants me to continue, I very much will.
Please don't. We hear enough of you as is. So, moving along through the day. Scotty, you get that, a lot of this has this unease of, deja vu. Seems to be something that's making you jumpy throughout the entire day as you're moving along, because this was the road. And that nostalgic, not nostalgic, but that sense of deja vu swells as the sun starts cresting downward after noon from that point of time where there are no shadows, and then as the sun starts creeping now down the horizon, the peaks of that shaded area start to grow long as you're traveling. And yeah, it's unnerving for you as you're moving along. And you, as well as everyone's as a group starts to kind of notice that it's true that the shadows are starting to grow a little long for the time of day. And you definitely notice that. God, my brain is not coming up with this descriptions. Freaking brain. But your heart kind of seizes up in your chest as you definitely get the feeling that this is happening. The sky grows once again dim, muted. And from the surrounding hills, stretched out from these outcroppings and the shadows they pass, the wisps of smoke kind of come from this tearing of reality, and figures rise up to meet you.
Scotty will reach out and grab Gil's arm.
Oh yeah, I see that. So yes, I would like initiative, but also I would like for you to roll twice. You will have advantage for this, as you are quite prepared for the inevitability of these things. Alright, well that's better. And I will adjust Roro's initiative. Come on. carry on over here. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Can you guys see yourselves on the initiative order?
No.
No.
Freaking weird. Huh. Because you're on mine. Oh. Fully functioning things? What even are those? Alright. Let's see. Fine. I will clear this. Yes, I want to clear all the turns. We'll just do it this way. And that will just... That'll be enough for now. Because I don't know why that happened. So, we shall begin as... Yeah. $60. All right. That's how far they... All right. All of them are within range. Good to know. Well, I'm not going to reach out to... I'm not going to run out for that. So, he will send a lance of water jutting up at one of these things. Probably the one, we'll say, nearest to Scotty. So it needs to make a dex save. Alright, so this one here has a gout of water just spring up at him from the ground, and the radiance of it seems to burn. It seems to burn into it with great effect. Roro.
Oh hell. kind of curious. Well, if I were to cast Healing Spirit now, it wouldn't really do anything at all, would it? I mean, everyone's health, obviously.
Yeah, you would bring up the spirit. Yeah.
Okay. How many? Well, I can only give one inspiration per action, right?
This is true, and it is a bonus action in which to do so.
Oh, okay. I don't know what to do. Okay, I guess I'll start with giving an inspiration die to. I'll give it to Gil.
All right. What is that at a D8 right now?
Let me see. Totally forgot. It is a D8, yeah.
Okay. So that's your bonus action.
And then I'll cast Slow on them. I think I'm within range.
A 40-foot cube. With the way they're spread out now, you can hit one of them.
Oh, I read the 120.
Yeah, you can. It's a 40-foot cube out to 120 feet.
Okay. Then I guess I'll just cast it onto the one that I can't hit.
You can always hold. You can also always hold your action. Remember.
Oh, that's right.
So as a little bit of reminder, because we spend a couple of weeks in between you actually having spells to cast.
Yeah.
This I will give that. You can always hold your casting a slow for when they come into you, like as they approach in. You can cast it so you can hit all of them
I'll
or
do
more
that.
of them.
That sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, spell triggers. Just
Them bitches.
all right. So Roro prepares to cast slow for when, I'm guessing, two of them come within your little box bubble range.
Would it be possible to hold it for all?
I mean, it's basically the condition you're trying to meet. Like, do you want to make for sure it's within, like, do you want to hold your spell for if all of them come, or at least two?
Oh gosh. Yeah, I'll just do it for at least two.
All right. So if at least two of them get into the range of your effect, you will cast it.
Yes.
All right. Good to know. Are you moving at all?
No.
All right. Scotty. Give me perception real quick, actually.
Jessica, you're
Just Scotty.
okay.
Your heart is certainly thrumming within your chest, but the adrenaline is, though near overwhelming because you've been here before, you also feel kind of at your core almost like a small bead of warmth, despite the adrenaline chill that's kind of shocked your entire system. You may proceed.
Can I just say I really miss Scotty's old spell list?
You can certainly say that.
This spell list is hurting me.
I mean, if you don't
I'll
want
take it
to,
back.
if you don't want a spell list, I can accommodate that.
Please don't. That is just rude.
Is it though? Is it?
Okay. Just I will try the only thing I think I have within range. And that's not the one that Gil had attacked.
Okay. Your good old tried and true. You raise up your hand, fingers extended, as that skeletal, bony energy leaps from your hand as this dragon claw goes to rake across the this shadow's form, and it makes contact, but it seems absolutely unfazed.
Okay. Well, that is all I'm going to do then.
All right.
Oh, we are gonna die.
The wraiths. If I can get off of this here. So, as they all descend upon you, they will enter your range, Aurora.
Slow bitches.
All right. What is the save? It's a wisdom save, but what is your DC?
It is 15.
All right. We will start with the one on you and move clockwise. So, the one on you, then Gil, then Scotty.
Bitches.
And they have all failed.
You put them snails on them. Put them on real. That was my bardic inspiration for you, Quinn.
For me, I don't need inspiration. Are you trying to
Yes,
kill
you
yourselves?
uh.
Because giving me specifically the inspiration is giving the DM inspiration.
Shh. You're so much prettier when you don't speak.
It's okay. You won't know if I do or don't.
Oh.
All right. So Gil and Scotty, you are both taking an attack from these creatures. Starting with Gil. Alrighty then. Let's see. I'm just gonna put this here for what their maximum not current, but their actual maximum, just because all that stuff goes down. Just in case an accident happens and their maximums are all completely borked. Okay. So that is 14 necrotic. Ah. Jesus. All right. With that being a thing, you start feeling that your vitality sap out of you, Scotty, as there's that feeling like your heart just seizes for a moment and then catches up.
I mean, not that I'm not not that I'm complaining or anything, but where did I get hit?
No, the thing didn't attack. The thing didn't strike out at you.
Okay. Making sure.
All right, Gil. This thing is in his face, but there's also Actually, let's take a step back and actually remember some of my abilities here. So this thing struck at and hit Gil. And yeah, he doesn't want to mess around with that. The Wraith needs to make a dexterity check. Or save, rather. Which I'm gonna guess that's a big old flippin' yeah. Just so that everybody's aware of that. As this thing rakes out and strikes at him, he kind of gasps and just gives a shout at it, and this electrical discharge jumps out from and just screeches up its arm. It was 2d8 lightning, so it takes 5 electrical damage. Which I also have to double check here because which it seems damaged by, but not terribly affected. So with that, he will jump over here and slash at the one that he had been attacking. These things are slows, so they don't get reaction. Of those strikes hit. So that's So we'll take a grand total of 15 points of damage as him slashing. As him slashing at this thing with his weapon does not seem to have as much impact as he's used to. And being right next to him, Scotty, you see his eyes just kind of narrow and not looking happy about it. Roro.
I'm sorry, I'm casually panicking over here. Um, I keep making plans and then you do something and I have to reevaluate my plan and then I make a plan and you do something and I have to reevaluate. It's just a never-ending cycle.
It's D&D.
Exactly. It hurts, Quinn.
Hey, one of your biggest plans already worked.
Maybe. Okay. I got this. Okay. This should work.
So what are you doing on it? Which one are you going after?
I will go on the one that's me.
All right.
Keep your filthy, dark, gross, unwashed hands away from me.
It seems, yeah, it failed its save there, so... So this one's got disadvantage on its next attack, and takes 8 psychic damage from you screaming at it.
As everyone does.
This is pretty true. Anything else out of you?
Okay, so if I remember correctly, any kind of healing thing is not going to be beneficial to you guys because it was cut permanently, right?
Well, it's only cut permanently if you die. But no,
Thank you, Quinn.
these creatures all deduct from your maximum hit points. Actually, well, hold on. Let's be fair here. Scotty and Gil can make saves. It's not automatic. It is on a Constitution save. So there's a chance this is just damage and not drain. It is drain for both of you. Gil missed it by 1 point.
Pinchy face, pinchy face.
All right. So yeah, their wounds seem to be more exacerbated by your eye. Something you all will also note from your spell: these things cannot take reactions. So if you want to reposition yourself, they cannot strike you.
And I end my turn.
All right. Scotty, that warm little bead in there almost seems to be pulsing now with the jackhammering of your heart. Yeah, it's just that weird warmth. It's a weird warmth that's kind of like, uh, yeah. It's almost like, you know how when you get in like an adrenaline or a fear spike, how your body goes cold. Well, this one, almost like the thrumming of your heart, kind of shoots forth this little bit of warmth that just kind of pulses around you. But you may proceed.
Scotty will kind of place a hand over her heart, just taking a second to consider that sensation.
All right. Is that all you're doing?
I'm thinking, give me a second.
I can't see you, therefore I have to ask.
Okay. Well, if you want a visual, I am bright red and chewing my lip off. I am thinking.
Okay.
And a pinchy face. Pinchy face, pinchy face. Oh, I'm not muted.
Don't be an ass.
Ah. Scotty will reach out to Gil. I don't think this is a fight we can win. I don't think we should even stay here.
Okay. He's kind of just at the moment. He seems to be kind of focusing on this thing in front of you. Are you taking any action?
I can't decide what to do.
Mm-hmm. Better decide quickly.
I don't want to.
I mean, you can forfeit your turn and just
I
do
don't want to
nothing.
do that either.
All right. Well.
5, 4,
Shut
3.
up.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I'm sure that helps.
Okay, so after the vision, Scotty can't leave Gil here. So if he's not willing to run, she will take an attack action.
Oh, he's basically squaring off with this thing right now, and you just said you don't know if you should stay or not. There's no real course of action that he's seeing, or more than just his opinion.
Okay, well, in Scotty's words, she was telling him to tell the guy to kick rocks and run.
Okay, you see, that's a little more substantial. With that, he'll just kind of like, all right, well, I'll cover you.
Absolutely not. I'm not leaving your side this time.
I mean, it's not his turn to act. So it's, what are you doing with your turn?
You're so baka.
Yeah, I hear that a lot. Mostly from you, oddly.
Probably because I know the most Japanese out of your friends, but who knows?
Sounds about right.
You're killing me, Quinn.
Tearing me apart, Lisa. I do need a choice from you, though.
The tension is high.
I know.
Scotty will try to take a movement, taking Gil with her.
Alright, if you're attempting to drag him, it counts as double.
Is he not willing to go with her?
Well, no, I mean, dragging someone along basically costs a square of movement from you and your target.
Okay. So that means they can move 15 spaces.
15 feet, so 3 spaces.
Yes, well, that's what I meant. So, like, right behind Roro?
Alright, well, you move yourself, and then I'll move him down.
Use me as a body shield.
I'm not trying to. I'm trying to go the furthest I can, which just happens to be right behind you.
You take him. Bye, bitch.
She didn't Sparta kick you. Alright, with that being what you're doing, that is your movement. So you still have your action. If you wish to do something.
Yay, more decisions.
I'll give you a silent 10 count.
No, I'm reading a spell. Be quiet.
And fanning profusely.
It's hot in here.
5.
No, I'm reading a spell and I have to read all of it.
Okay, I vouch for this one to give at least an extra 15 seconds, just for the fact that we almost drowned the last time she did not.
Wow.
I mean, am I wrong?
Wow.
Okay, I will try a thing.
Alright, try your thing.
You better not be sending Roro through that.
Oh, that
I
would be
don't know what it
hilarious.
I don't know what it does, but...
I didn't read this one all the way through. I felt rushed.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, my God.
Okay, so what are you catapulting?
Oh, my God.
Well, this looks like a pretty rocky area. I'm sure she could find something.
Alright, so you huck a stone at this thing. Okay.
Sure.
Just pointing at the ground for a stone that you know your spell can grapple onto. Flick your hand and it goes launching towards the creature. Let's see. Alright, it has a -2 to its dexterity saves because of slow. As it, even in its sluggish state, it seems to almost have a hole open up in the center of it as the rock goes sailing through, before it kind of closes up with that smoky countenance.
Excellent.
But you did a thing.
Cool.
Sobbing.
All right, Scotty, you are taking
Quinn,
an...
I
Yeah.
said-
Yes.
Quinn, you are banned from the game. Bye.
I am banned from the game?
Yes, you are done. You're
Why
done
am I-
torturing us.
Why am I banned from the game that I'm running?
Because you are torturing us. You are abusing your power.
How is this abusing? How is this abusing anything? I'm running an encounter.
A terrible encounter where we're all going to die.
I am running an encounter
You
that
take those words back.
I am running an encounter that you knew about ahead of time.
That I knew we were gonna die from ahead of time.
You were able to plan for it.
Scotty wanted to take the river around.
Okay.
Okay, what?
You
kind
were-
of
were-
action
and
am
you
I
were-
gonna take?
You were kind of outvoted on that one, but you didn't exactly make Look, we're not pointing fingers here.
I am. Oh gosh. Oh god, run, Quinn.
So I'm just saying I'm not in the blast zone currently, okay?
You you are able to find cover. I am not. Save yourself.
All right, well, so here's what's happening. Let me do something else real quick here. Okay. So,
I object.
you object?
I do. I'd like to use cutting words on that 23.
I mean, it's still a natural 20, but you could use that on the damage.
Yes.
So you can go ahead and roll your d8. All
I'm
right.
sorry, I was getting water. Did Scotty get hit?
No, Scotty did not get hit. This thing had disadvantage attacking her. Not that advantage or disadvantage mattered on that particular attack, but you know. So there's that. Lightning didn't do anything, but so that was a dex. Alright, well that still kind of sucks, but still a thing.
Quinn.
Let's see, so that was -5 on that. So that's 23. And even with that low roll, striking back at that thing with the wrathful retribution, blasts that back, and one of these shadows is scattered.
Ha, bitch.
So that was 2 strikes against Gil, 1 against you, Scotty. One of them, Gil dodged. Barely, but he got the fuck dodged. Which reminds me, he should probably be using his patient defense a little bit more here.
Maybe a little.
Maybe a little bit. So that was the thing that happened.
I'm sorry, I thought the damage for the 15 plus 13 was towards me.
No. You were not being attacked.
Huh.
Gil took 2 attacks. Scotty took 1. Gil is looking quite weak. And with that, Gil is going to try something here. Let's deduct that. But one of them has been scattered. So these are charisma saves. Well, that's all well and good. Hey, look at that. They have Bane. And he will spend a key point to patient defense, because these things are up in their freaking grill, and he's not exactly going to leave people behind. This brings it to your turn, Roro.
Oh, hell. Okay. 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 I'm not panicking, you're panicking. To the one on Gil.
Alright.
Just imagine screeching.
You're doing the triggered re. Just
yeah.
okay. Well, he fails, so that's a thing. So he takes 5 points of psychic damage. And has disadvantage on its next attack. That it would already have disadvantage on because it was attacking him under patient defense.
Okay, I noticed a con save from Gil. It was the 10 and 14. Does that mean he can regain his health again? Or no?
No, a 10 would fail. However, you did give him an inspiration, and if I remember that properly, let's just... Yeah, that's not going to help him. But he did try and use your inspiration. But it's also coming from you, so...
That is very true. I mean, get your ass together, Gil. I should fire him up more.
It's just like, oh, god damn it. It wasn't nearly as inspiring as you would hope, but, you know, it was something there.
Usually not.
And
Okay, so no
hi, Mom.
possibility.
Uh,
So no possibility of healing anyone. Great.
yeah, everyone's at their current maximum hit points.
Okay. Okay, this is fine. I think I can't do anything else actually.
You haven't done anything this round. Oh wait, yeah, you have. You
I
got your
did
bonus.
this.
Yeah, you've got your bonus action. Which, you know, again, you have. You do have. What is it? How many inspirations left? 3, 2.
Oh, I have 3 left.
You have 3 left. All right. I mean, it's a bonus. It's a bonus to put one onto one of your companions, and you would still be able to use your reaction to cut the attacks incoming, if needed.
Okay, I'll put another one on to go.
Okay.
Don't fuck it up this time.
God damn it, Fluffy. All right. So you have that. Any movement out of you?
No, I will stay right there. Patrick, you calm down.
I know, right? So, Scotty, it is your turn. That you're getting the adrenaline spikes because you're seeing right to the next of you. Gil is looking rough. It's unsure how much more punishment he can take. So you have that fire and ice, almost like your extremities are asleep almost because of that hot and cold pins and needles going on.
Okay. And she still has that hot beating in her chest?
Yeah, it seems to be just as intense as it seems to be rising in intensity with your anxiety.
Okay. Yeah, so Scotty's gonna kind of reach out to touch Gil, and mentally she is internally screaming at her deity.
She has a deity?
Well, doesn't she?
I don't know,
She's
does she?
following his visions across the world into death.
So you are screaming at whatever this force is that seems to be leading you wherever.
Yes.
All right. Now is
Jesus, please get us out of here.
I mean, how does this manifest itself? What do you do? Is it just like internally, ah, or what?
No.
Yes.
She's got desperate words to say.
Okay.
Put me on the spotlight, I think.
You're the one saying you have desperate words?
I know, but they're hard.
I mean, if you can quickly type them, because no one else is technically hearing this.
I hear all the thoughts.
You do not. You barely hear your own thoughts.
Okay, maybe, but whatever.
I tip-tappied you a message.
Yes, I see the tip-tappied message. All right, as you reach out and you're just internal screaming as you feel the those frustrated, almost panicked tears welling up in the corners of your eyes, starting to kind of spill over. It feels hot against your skin. In fact, it feels like there's almost a fire, just whatever this warm thrumming at your core is. It seems with these words just kind of burst outwards. And there's almost like a flash of light that comes out emanating from you as both Gil and Roro can't help but flash back and look. There's this brilliant light that seems to be emanating from your eyes and your mouth as you're stood there, almost feeling like fire in your veins and whatever this radiance is escaping out from you as these things kind of are blasted with this luminescence. And let me just do a thing here. As they are blasted the fuck back. Come on. Recoiling in the sight of this energy. And you feel a portion of your strength kind of return to you. And while you feel no less tired, it seems that it's not so much a... It feels like your energy has been kind of waned a bit, but it doesn't quite feel like it's... I don't know. It's almost like that massive amount of fatigue seems to have abated a bit. You're still tired. You're still harried, but you feel like some small bit of your vitality has been restored to you. As this light just kind of dims from you, but you still have this warm feeling kind of coursing throughout your interior, which the wraiths are not stunned, but for the moment they had recoiled, but then begin to approach as the radiance subsides. Gil is not going to go sailing into these things again. We'll try and... yeah. We'll try and send up another spring of divine energy at one, but it manages to snake away from it. And even still, he's going to continue his defense because fuck all that shit. Roro, you just saw Scotty light up like a Christmas tree, and this wave of warm light just kind of bathed the area. One thing that you don't know quite where it came from, but you get a sense that you can fix what that you can heal some of the fatigue based on that's been sustained by your companions.
Yay!
So instinctually, you, for whatever reason, their cap has been brought back up. I guess in meta game terms.
Okay, I'm casting Healing Spirit for the first time.
All right,
Nice.
and that's being dropped on whom?
Go.
Okay. So describe this for me.
Picture the most annoying animal you can find. A
A gorgeous peacock spirit is just kind of this tiny little.
Cicada.
Like, have you ever
Oh
heard
God, summer
peacock?
cicada. No, but he doesn't. He barely knows what a. So this tiny chicken-sized peacock lands on Gilscore's shoulder and.
Right into his ear.
Ah. Okay, well that's still 7 points, so that's a thing.
And 7 right to Kevin.
Hey, that rhymes even if you aren't deaf.
It what? Are you rude?
I am very rude.
By the way, I had him watch that clipping.
I know. It was amazing. So that was your action.
Oh, that one. Yeah, and I'm going to do Vicious Mockery onto the guy.
All right.
Mockery's going to be like, don't make her do that again. She's not bright and cheery like this.
All right. Well, that's 3 points of psychic damage. You're getting pretty lucky on the hits on that run right there.
I know, what the heck? I'm not
Hey.
going to complain.
Vicious mockery, though. I mean, good shit.
Kind of wish I had fun in everyday life.
Yeah. And it's got disadvantage on its next attack. By the way, just as housekeeping for you, if you hadn't noticed, you, with your casting of Healing Spirit, slow has faded on them.
Okay, I was wondering about that, but I think that's more needed.
Scotty.
Is she still hot?
I mean, yeah.
I like that.
You definitely feel. Yeah. There's still that kind of that itching, burning sensation kind of coursing through you, and It feels like it's more focused, like in your hands almost. Like that's where it's most intense at the moment.
Like maybe she could throw light bulbs at the sky?
Like, we are not in a ship. Please let loose.
It mm, perhaps there's definitely something kind of pulsing in your hands, like again, that fire, that feeling of fire is not exactly faded from you.
Okay, then fire it is.
So what are you doing?
Um, well, she feels fire in her hands, so let's try throwing some fire around.
Belay that real quick.
Shit, my hair.
Belay that?
Yeah. So you reach out as you're wont to do with one of your tried and true things. However, I'm gonna have you instead. You get hijacked just ever so slightly, and do that instead.
I get hijacked and what?
You should see something new there as you are kind of reaching out to throw your firebolt. That's not exactly what happens.
So you want me to roll this new thing?
I do, in fact. Okay, well that's a thing. But so yeah, you reach out to throw a bolt of flame, but it feels different. As your hand casts out, the fire doesn't jump from your hand, but almost focused on this thing, a burst of this white, almost like white phosphorus type flame erupts from this point at the creature, bursting upwards. It jumps back and kind of like separates for a moment around it, and then kind of comes forming back into itself. It seems to have evaded the attack, but it's left you kind of stunned, almost looking at your hand for a moment, going, what in the absolute hell? Are you moving or have a bonus action?
I don't have bonuses, but freaking yeah, she's gonna grab Gil and drag him further the freak away.
Okay.
Okay, 15 steps is all she's allowed.
It's being dragged away.
Okay, bye, thanks.
Hey, Roro, you haven't been hit once. Scotty noticed.
Okay, bye, thanks.
As these things, now having regained their feet, so to speak,
Please don't kill my friends.
Scotty is being at the positive bit, and that's no longer there. Both these attacks are at disadvantage. One because patient defense, and the other because vicious mockery. So we'll take that against Scotty first. And if I'm not mistaken, that is a miss on both accounts.
You're mistaken.
Oh, that's right. You don't have mage armor anymore, do you?
Nope. She is at a 10.
Wow. And even with Bane, that barely hits.
Um,
Is there any way I can cut any of these?
You're within range.
Okay, I am.
So you can spend your thing, use your cutting words, which I will have you roll for fun.
Which one is the D8?
Yeah, your bardic dice is a D8 right now. Well, good job, because all you needed to roll was a 1.
Wow, look at that.
So I'm only imagining Roro screeching as like, okay, thanks, bye. As Scotty is dragging Gil away, kind of leaving you, but the shades are following them, and you shout at the whether or not you were shouting at Scotty or the shade. You could probably say that you were shouting at the shade just in case they asked you, but you were able to distract it enough that it misses Scotty.
Shit, bro.
And you know,
I did something good.
Yep. Cutting words, man, is amazing. You can either negate all damage, or, you know, if it looks like they're going to hit no matter what, you know, take some of the edge off. Alright, Gil, who's slowly starting to catch on to some of this shit, will hook his spear to his back again, and then just start attempting to lay a Ken style spin kick and beat down on this thing, because apparently his spear doesn't do jack shit against these things. And 2 strikes onto it, which seems to be hitting with full force, will take that one down, and he will use... Let's see, yeah, fuck it. He will use... well, he doesn't have to do that, first of all. These things have... Nope, just enough that he has to use his flurry of blows to try and strike it. Nope. Okay. So he kicks the shit out of one spectral creature, which seems to be landing solidly. He's like, I see how it is. Alright, fine. Fuck you. Turns around and tries to assault the one attacking Scotty, which just seems to kind of do its whole little vaporware trick and just kind of mold around his fist, but his feet, as he's trying to kick the shit out of it. Roro.
Okay. When do I roll for Gil? Wait, can I roll for Gil to get more health, or no?
Technically, the spirit is still right here. You have to use a bonus action to move it. Oh, wait, it's... If it starts his turn, yeah, at the start of Gil's turn, the spirit would have been landed on him, so you can roll the healing that would have happened at that point.
That is a... Let me see.
Just roll it as if you were casting the spell again. We know that you've got concentration on it.
Oh, okay, I see.
So you cast it at a higher level last time.
I did. Do I need to cast that at the same level?
Well, yeah, because that's what you're concentrating on the spell at.
Oh, okay. No?
I think. Let me double check that. Actually, now that I don't know if the higher level cast is impact or if it's every time.
Oh, well, there's all of it for you.
Yeah.
How dare you open my things without my permission?
I'm the DM. I've got permission.
I did not consent to this, Quinn.
I'm in charge. Your consent is irrelevant.
Oh.
Like just like most of the things in our relationship.
I feel unsafe.
Oh, don't worry. That's what the straps are for.
Oh god. Quinn, you shut that mouth of yours.
Nope.
Yes.
Yeah, it doesn't say initial, so yeah, that happens on. If you cast it at a higher level, it just is. That's what it's casting at. So that's 9 points.
Oh. Lucky for Gil. Oh.
Yeah. So.
And that doesn't get rid of my spell slot, right?
No. Basically, you're holding concentration on it. So.
Yeah. Okay. Wanted to make sure before I do things. Okay, then we're gonna here.
All right. So you had.
After the peacock squawks.
Yeah. It basically it squawked and he just kind of walked away from it because, fucking peacock.
You're welcome.
What the hell is even? No. You know what? I found a better one.
So did you?
It's spectral, and it is white. It is a snow peacock. There.
And it matches Roro.
Yeah. So that's where it was. So you can move it up to, what was it, 30 feet? I think it
I
said.
think so. We can move it. Like,
Let me double check here. Yeah, you can use your bonus action and move the spirit 30 feet.
okay, then yeah, I'd like to do that.
All right, you move up to it. Bonus action. Where are you moving it? Moving it on
I
top
can't.
of him again.
Yeah, I can't actually grab it or anything, or else I would do it for you.
Yeah, that's fine. All right.
I
So
love
you.
my peacock.
So yeah, you move it on. You moved it on top of him. So go ahead and roll.
Okay. Good. Level 3. Yay.
So that's another 6 points as this thing is squirking at him. Just, oh god.
My noise makes you feel better.
But my soul still hurts.
Good. I'm not here to repair your soul, honey.
So that is your bonus, and that is your move.
Vicious mockery. For 2?
For
Please
2.
stop hurting my friends.
Alright, wisdom save. That will.
Your vicious mockery becomes a plead.
Yeah, vicious pleading. So it would have saved if not for Bane. Just gonna put that out there.
Well, I'll make sure to thank Gil later with more healing and squawking.
He'll thank you with his fingers shoved so far in his ears.
It's gonna sound like this. Thank you.
Just like, can you make it shut up?
I cannot. I haven't figured that part out.
Alright, Scanlan. Fucking
It just
troll.
It's just kind of started. I don't know what to happen.
It's like, I was actually... I don't know what the hell happened with this one. I was actually going to try and summon a fish for you, but this came out.
I feel like I would have gotten beat up instead. Of
You
this
might...
monster.
And you know what? That just proves that you're learning.
That's true. Because I could have been like, hey, here's a fucking whale.
a little whale swimming in the air, just kind of around his head. He's just like, okay, when this thing. I'm here to heal you. It's like, when this thing finishes healing me, I'm beating you within an inch of your life.
Like, why am I giving you help when you're taking mine away?
It's all about what you're doing. So, Scotty, it is your turn.
So Scotty's enjoying the newfound power.
Oh god, she's going mad! Going mad with power! Well, that's a fail. So kind of focusing on that feeling again in your hand, you just kind of reach... Oh, you reach out, almost like your hand passes into that center of what around it feels like this deathly cold. But you flex your fingertips and you see that radiance turn almost like a high-powered light in front of your hand. You see the capillaries, the blood vessels within your hand, and you see the skeleton, the brief flash of the skeleton of your hand kind of flash before this thing, the energy bursts forward, and in a column of white-hot light scatters this creature. And all you hear is your heartbeat, still jackhammering.
And the squawking.
I mean, Gil and you hear the squawking, certainly. But as far as Scotty's concerned, that squawking is kind of in the background as this... It's her... The heart has just almost blinded her as weird a... But slowly but surely, the adrenaline in your system will start calming down. You have got 8 more rounds, Roro. And all things considered, you can have your peacock annoy annoy your companions to health.
Wow.
I'm
gonna get a recording. I'm gonna get a recording of the peacock, so every time I have this up, I'll just sit here and play it for you.
Oh god.
It's happening, sorry.
Oh.
Not sorry.
Oh,
here. Let me know when you start feeling better, Gil.
I'm gonna strangle this bird.
But he's cute and pretty, like me.
Oh. Yeah.
It's okay, Scotty. Yours is coming.
Well, Scotty, who is extremely relieved but also kind of in disbelief, will kind of throw herself on Gil, muttering swear words.
His arms will kind of wrap around you as there's this peacock now standing on both of your shoulders and God, I don't even know. Let's see. I'm curious here. Oh god, why am I YouTubing peacock sound? This is gonna be terrible. Hurry up. And it's not doing anything. I wasn't far off. What is this thing? Yeah, okay.
You are having way too much fun with that.
I am, and I am pretty sure that the chat got to hear that, and that is both terrifying and amazing. Yep, Fluffy confirms. The good news. Good news for everyone. That is horrible. So you're just incoherently swearing then.
She's extremely, she has a lot of emotions right now, and she's just both pissed off and happy that it's over.
I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure one of the stages of processing grief is not incoherent eternal swearing.
Well, Scotty's complicated. Fire and ice and all that.
Okay. The minute passes and the bird just poofs in a train of white feathers and scatters into whatever fey essence that it was. God help us all. I now have to find a token for that for you to pull out in spells. Aurora's spirit animal is definitely a peacock.
It is so perfect. I absolutely love it.
To be fair, that's also Valkyrin's spirit animal, so...
Consider yourself blessed.
Oh boy. But yeah, the adrenaline will calm down briefly enough. Just Gil's got you by the waist, just kind of holding you there as you're shaking, and Gil gives Roro this look of you're starting to get a hang of it because you see it so often, but it can only be described as grateful annoyance.
You are welcome, Gil.
Yeah, it's the look. It's the look of thank you, but why like that?
It's only out of love.
Sure. But a little bit passes and he just kind of straightens himself up a little bit and just, see? Perfectly fine. Nothing to worry about. Can we get the hell out of here?
She will look up and just glare at him.
He gives you a bit of a grin, but you can see there's a little bit of wariness behind that. Like, yeah, the wounds are, for both of you, all of you, are healed. They're fine, but there's a look of holy shit, that was still intense. But he takes the glare in stride.
Yeah, let's just get out of here.
As he will kind of release his grip on you to allow you to straighten up and walk under your own, because he knows you're that person.
Good.
And as you walk, Gil just will put a hand on Roro and just kind of shake your shoulder lightly, amicably. And just kind of give you a nod. Might have been annoyed, but silently he acknowledges that you done good.
Is that like the girl's version of Good Boy Pat Pat?
It might be the closest you get.
I accept. Does Bobo get any hugs?
Scotty will turn to him with an absolutely red face. Purple, sorry. Thank you. I really appreciate your abilities there.
Runs forward and wraps arms around.
Scotty will be stiff for a second, but she will get a hug around him.
And Bobo will let go in a matter of time.
Almost when Gil starts a 5 count. Kill that fucking peacock. So, you
Oh,
move.
I'm going to
on.
incorporate that sound into all of my songs.
Oh god, no. I mean, if you want disadvantage on all your checks, I guess, but so you continue on, and as soon as I can get that. There's one more night that you have to camp out.
Scotty is going to absolutely not be able to sleep.
I mean, that's reasonable. You will, however, give me a Constitution save.
Is she gonna get knocked out?
Just make your Constitution save. All right.
I mean, I'm not saying that she's not going to trance, but she's going to have a very difficult time doing it, and she's going to be very Roro-like about it.
Okay.
Now, why is that? Now, why is that an adjective for it?
Because you're like that now, which I don't blame you. Somebody tried to murder you in your room, and then Scotty caught the boat on fire. I wouldn't sleep either.
Traveling with the psychos, come on!
I'm fine.
So-
Another glare.
I didn't try to kill you in your sleep, Roro. I do it while you're awake.
The worst kind, Gil.
Hey, at least I give you a fighting chance.
No, you don't.
Look, if I wanted you dead, I'd kill you in your sleep, and that'd just be the end of it. I'm giving you a fighting chance by being awake for it.
Oh. Well, we'll try again next time. How about that, sweetheart?
You don't want that.
Kiss, kiss.
But eventually you will rest and press your way on. And you will start seeing a break in the hills. And as it starts to open up, and this large, very large lake, and expanding across it, you will see as you're kind of coming down. It's almost like into a little bit of a basin from where you're at. This trio of islands that seem to be have the central structure, what looks to be a large rounded cathedral with 4 spires adorning it, with 3 islands and various buildings lined around it. And towards the water's edge, you do see another ferry. It actually looks like a jetty, something built in a docks of sorts. And there is, again, another set of not personalized watercraft, but more like large pontoons that have an oarsman that will take people into the town of Triander. Getting on that, you will be shuttled across to the South Island. And we will pick ourselves up next time from there, as you are entering the city of Triander.
Sam?
And yes, Fluffy, that is exactly what the save was for. If that had been the case.
Shut up, baby. I know it.
Samantha.
So
Samantha.
I will see you all briefly tomorrow.
Before you stop,
As I'm doing my sign off here. Thank you.
No,
And
before
then we
you do that, I think Sam owes the DM an apology.
Does she though?
Yes.
All right. I am sorry that you tortured me for 2 weeks.
See, I wasn't asking for an apology.
Dude,
I
come on,
wasn't.
not an apology.
I
Try
knew.
again.
I knew what I was doing.
Try again.
No, she doesn't have to, because I was an evil bastard through this, and I delighted in every moment of it. So I require no apologies. But that being
I'm
said,
trying to discipline my children, okay?
there's a facet of that relationship I'm not touching at the moment, and certainly not on camera. But thank you all for joining. It's good to see you, Mom. If you're still here, love you. I will be on tomorrow briefly.
I love you too.
Your pseudo stepchildren love you too. Yes, I have the new couch here. You can see it's a different color now. But yes, I will be on tomorrow to finish off Silent Hill 2. It won't be a long stream because I had to switch shifts with somebody. So I will see you for the finish of that. I'll figure something out to end up time if I was literally just like an hour before finishing it. But take care of yourselves. And we'll also be back again Monday, hopefully, if my connection does not fuck itself up, to continue on with the conspiracy games. So, take care of yourselves. Later.